Hi, here are some quick tips I have for Chaturanga Dandasana. So this is a posture that I struggled with a lot at first. It takes a lot of strength to do Chaturanga Dandasana correctly, and you really need to take your time to build the strength. So something that I see often and that I used to do is that people put all their weight into their shoulders and their traps when they're doing Chaturanga because they want to hold it. So I'll show you maybe what that looks like. So what I see often is people hug their elbows in a lot and then go like this. And then the bum is out, and then this is what the posture looks like. So as you can see, probably, there's just a lot of weight coming up here in order to hold the posture. And then the bum sticking out is also an issue. You really want to connect to your core, and you want to keep that posterior tilt. You don't want this anterior tilt in this posture. You want posterior, ribs towards the hips, everything nice and strong. So I'll go through what Chaturanga, the tips I have to do Chaturanga correctly, and then maybe also some modifications that you could do. So when you're coming into Chaturanga, say you start in this nice strong plank position. So my bum is dropping down, it's not sticking up, ribs towards the hips. I'm gonna start with an interior rotation of my arms, and as I push myself forward from my toes, pushing myself forward, I'll start to bring the elbows in. I wanna get my shoulders over my wrists, and then drag my chest forward, keeping my legs really strong, dropping the bum down, chin up. So Chaturanga Dandasana, internally rotating, but then external as you lower down, reaching the chest forward, ribs towards the hips, the legs really strong, pushing back through the heels, and then you hold, elbows over the wrists. What happens a lot is people hug their elbows in, they externally rotate right away. So they'll go into Chaturanga, start with an external rotation, hug their elbows in so much that they're leaning on their arms, and then look at the shoulders. So that's gonna cause, again, a lot of tension up here. So you wanna start internal rotation and then push forward and then bend the elbows, hug them in. You're gonna have some space between your arms and the side of your body, just a little bit. Your body actually drops down from your arms. It's not resting on your arms. So what I would suggest, if you're finding this very difficult, is to actually just drop your chest all the way down onto the floor. So you would start in the correct position, dropping the bum down, ribs in, spin the arms in, push yourself forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists, and then slowly lower your chest all the way down, chest forward. And this way you'll develop the strength in the correct alignment. So you don't want to rush it. Another thing you can do is drop your knees down. So again, start here, drop the knees down, and then keep pushing yourself forward. Don't forget that. So pushing forward, and again, coming down nice and flat. So you're using your arms nice and strong. Good, to come here. So I would suggest building the strength by dropping your chest all the way down. Take your time. Chaturanga, there's a whole breath there. You should be able to hold it. So another thing I would avoid doing, which I see a lot, is to sort of cheat and get away with it. People just don't really hold it. So they'll go like this, and they'll push into upward dog right away. So I'll do that again. So they go like this, and they just push. So they sort of drop down enough, and then they push right into upward dog. You want to get to the point where you hold Chaturanga. You can be here and then transition into upward dog. So those are my tips for Chaturanga. Really, if you're practicing at home especially, don't try to rush it. If you're feeling the challenge, just keep dropping your chest down to the floor. Make sure you contain the middle body. Your bum isn't sticking out in Chaturanga. And you're reaching your chest forward, chin up, and elbows over the wrists.